And are we live? Hey, you, good morning, and welcome to what we hope is going to be a very long series of Dungeons and Dragons. Quick introduction here. I can't see any of this yet, so I'm making this stuff up as I go. Just above me is Quill 18, the fellow that probably needs no introduction in this crowd. Sorry for all the beeps here. These are all the new followers coming in. I'm not going to have a chance to say hello to all of you guys today, so hi to everybody. So anyway, Quill 18. Quill 18 has been playing Dungeons and Dragons almost weekly. This is Bella. It's her channel, guys. It's her channel. I've been playing weekly Dungeons and Dragons for about 2 decades now. So he's got a lot of experience, a lot of fun things I expect to happen from this fellow. He is playing a lady called the Widow Tao. Tao had an interesting start in life. She had some tragedy in her past, and she's got a pretty secretive presence. So we should have some fun things happening from her. Down below, is this going right? Down below is a great friend of our family named Demonac. Demonac has got his a YouTube channel about Dungeons and Dragons, and he is actually taking the stories from the weekly game that goes on here at home, and he turns it into some very entertaining cartoons. So if you've not been to his channel yet, get our mods to post those links because you're going to want to go there. Demonac is playing a fellow called Eric. He is a blacksmith who owns his own shop in Waterdeep. And we met him under some interesting circumstances, and I haven't managed to get those secrets out of him yet. He's got some pretty serious secrets of his own going on, and I'm hoping to discover those as we go. I may have to turn this down. This is kind of loud today.
Yeah, especially since, remember, your pop-ups aren't going to be on the stream, so they're not really seeing what the ding is.
No, all that noise you're hearing is just one person after another following this channel. So God bless you.
Which is awesome.
But oh my God. So our DM, of course, Briarstone, I think most of you probably know him as well. He plays a lot of roguelike stuff, and it is my sincere hope that he doesn't extend that privilege to us. Because Briarstone is only happy when he's kind of dying in a game, so I'm hoping that we get to escape that little bit of his special way of living. And I'm a Kiss for Luck. I'm your hostess today. My name is Ava, and I am playing a grown woman who is pretty much known as the daughter of that lady who kept the elf. So we're friends, we know each other in game, we know each other in real life, and without further ado, Briarstone, take over.
Will do. 2 things I want to mention just right offhand, just to get some bits out of the way. There is a microphone being bumped.
I think it might be Ava. Her camera shakes a little bit when
the dog keeps bumping it into the lamp.
Oh, okay. So that okay, get that done. And also the actual dings and the beeps. I don't know if you could, like.
I'd have to turn it off.
Yeah.
I'd have to just turn it. I will.
Which is fine. I mean, currently, because nobody's actually seen it on your stream, which is yeah. But after that, and then that should be all, I think, for the aesthetic side of things.
Okay.
Overlay looks awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good.
Very cool.
Awesome. Can anybody see the actual coffee stains? I got coffee stains on there, right? Because it's Sunday morning coffee club.
The
right?
early version of the Sunday morning coffee club.
Right. Yeah, we may be able to push it back at some point. That would be great. But not now. Unfortunately, not now. Okay, so guys, I am your overlord, as you know. I'm Lord Overlord, the Lord. So therefore, all I do is law, right? Okay.
I am the law.
I am the law. All right. So yeah, I'm going to start this stream off specifically with you guys telling everybody else who you are and how you know each other, because you do know each other. This is not going to be some, the normal D&D group where I'm a mercenary and I fight for money and I have no family because my mom and my dad died and my dog doesn't like me and stuff like that. We're not going to do that. We're going to have people with actual homes, right? They know each other, actual friendships, like real people, right? So you're going to cry when somebody dies. Make that happen, guys. Let's do this. All right, so starting...
Can we settle on if somebody dies?
Yes.
Wait, well, no, because then... Yeah, would you settle on it if, Demonac?
Now, yeah.
No, not indeed. So we're going to start with Tao Gilmore. Explain yourself.
Tao Gilmore just runs the pie shop in Red Larch is just a baker trying to make an honest living after she's had some tragedy in her past. Yes, her family, there was an incident with rampaging orcs that destroyed a farm and things, but she's just a baker, and any suggestion that she might secretly, sort of in the evening, be the assassin known as the Widow is complete hearsay. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just want to bake my pies and sell them. And the great thing, at Ty's pie shop, you can always get 2 pie for 1. Very good.
That's awesome.
That's all. And I didn't grow up in Red Larch. I'm actually from Luscan, further up north. But I spent a great deal of my life here because I married someone from Red Larch here. But in that incident with the orcs, I was very gravely injured. And luckily, someone just below me, her mother was a world-class healer and the de facto healer and herbalist of Red Larch. And so I convalesced from my injuries there, and that's where I met Lasan.
Very, very good. And that leads right into Lasan. So Lasan, tell us about yourself and how maybe you met on your version of meeting Tao.
Yeah, I'll leave some of that to her, but well, meeting is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just basically a farm girl. Okay, Mom was a world-class healer, had a farm. Her parents were healers, actually. They homesteaded a few miles from Red Larch out in the country. Orcs came through one day, destroyed everything. She was quite young, 17, 18 years old at the time. There was an elf that had been following the orcs and who was just about destroyed in the process. And Lasan's mom healed him. He ended up staying with her, and they raised a family of 7. I am the baby girl in the family, probably a little bit spoiled. 6 older brothers. All half elves, of course. Some are a little more human, some are a little more elf, and I spend a lot of my time torn between wanting to be running wild in the forest and feeling a responsibility to take care of my family and heal the people of my community. Yeah.
Very good. And I just want to point out to everybody that she said 6 older brothers. So if I don't want to kill people off immediately on my party, I have 6 people. So I have plenty of time.
And 4 nieces and nephews and 3 wives.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the cast of The Expendables.
Oh, very good. So, what about Eric?
Well, Eric Jaleza, he comes from the South Quarter, Waterdeep, represent. He comes from a neighborhood called The Barrel, and in that little tiny pocket, like a city block in this big city, his father was sort of a mixed figure. He was respected by a lot of people who didn't like him. He was liked by a lot of people who maybe didn't respect him. He had kind of an ambiguous relationship with things. But time went on. He ran a blacksmith shop and then sort of taught his kids to run the blacksmith shop. But not too long ago, we were just having dinner and the whole place was attacked. All the lights went out. A bunch of mysterious thugs and some kind of monster I didn't get a good look at attacked us. My father died protecting my younger brother Alexei, and my sister and I survived, but I was pretty badly wounded, so I wasn't able to do anything. When my younger brother Alexei, he was taken away, kidnapped, I assume, because there wasn't a body. So yeah, so now I've after spending a whole lot of time recovering, I finally got back out on the road now, and just a large, imposing fellow. Looks like a World's Strongest Man competitor. And I'm going around looking for answers. So from Waterdeep, I've checked as much as I could around there. I don't have a lot of leads. So I've just come wandering the countryside, and I've made my way down to Red Larch, where I'm asking questions rather fiercely about where I might find my brother. My sister Clara and her partner are running the shop now. They're, after all the time during my convalescence, they're probably glad to have me gone.
Okay.
Okay, he didn't tell you the part where they gave him money to leave, but that's okay.
But there was a reason, right? There's always reasons.
I had been in the place a long time. They wanted me to go find something to do with my life other than being propped up at a blacksmith's anvil being grumpy.
Yeah, makes sense to me. All right, so that brings us to where you are currently. Everybody, specifically, I should say, Tao and the Sun, are already meeting up together. Prior to the beginning of the whole story, you guys were about to head out towards Lasan's family farm, right? You have with you a horse, I believe. Lasan owns a horse. We're just gonna have that already done. And like a little two-wheeled cart where I believe Tao has put a bunch of pies.
Yeah, that's being pulled by Speedy.
Oh, by
my
Speedy.
donkey.
There we go. Very good.
Goes slower than walking speed.
Very good. All right, so you guys are leaving town. I will give you the option of whether or not either one of you, and in fact, also Eric, you're not here just yet, but if you have looked at the community board there, has anybody seen it? Like, did you look at it? Were you interested in any outside jobs or anything like that?
I'm
We have a dinner party to go to.
I don't have a lot of leads on where to find my brother. I look at anything pretty much at this point. So I would have checked it out, even though I'm not particularly looking for mercenary work.
Okay.
We'll have info when we pick him up.
Okay. Because generally those boards are left to the actual town's guardsmen and people who are part of it.
Loading up pie. She was closing up the shop. I'm harnessing up Speedy, and leading him out to the cart, which is, like I take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps and I wait for him to catch up, and I take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps and I wait for him to catch up, and we get him put the cart. We put the pies in. Tao's coming out to the farm for dinner. We're just heading home.
Okay. Very good. All right.
Can we pause the action for a second?
Sure.
We're getting some complaints that some of us, including myself, are quiet.
Really?
Doesn't make much sense to me. I can hear everyone perfectly fine.
And I can
So
hear you
loud
perfectly
here.
fine.
Everyone sounds good over here to me.
Yeah.
You're loud here. Yeah.
I'm super loud.
No, I have
Yeah,
all
so,
three of you.
I don't know.
loud.
Briar, I don't know. Maybe if you just turn up the mic capture. I suspect Briar is coming through loud and clear to the stream, and the rest of us are a little quieter. Just maybe bump up like the sound in OBS, right? Versus your mic.
I actually have the sound in OBS maxed out, but then again, it is true that I am super loud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower my volume.
Right.
I
Nerf
think.
yourself.
Yeah. And there, I put myself down to half volume. Hopefully that'll be better, and then people can turn their volume up, and maybe it'll balance out.
All right.
We're gonna give it a
Well,
shot.
we'll find
anyway.
out.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. Maybe give it about 5 minutes, and then if the complaints continue, I will lower myself again.
Yeah. So I have my little two-wheeled cart. I've got some boxes with some freshly baked pies. I've got, I guess, about half a dozen savory one. Cheese and onion, potato, leek, that sort of thing. And then,
Cheese. Oh.
yeah, and I think we're supposed to be in sort of mid to late summer, so it's perfect season for raspberries. So the rest are just raspberry pies. Not too tart, not too sweet, just perfect. And Lasan's riding next to me on her proper horse. What's your horse's name?
Darkson.
Ooh.
It's the great grandson of my mommy's horse when she met my dad.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then we're about to head out of town. We see Eric there, and you were thinking you were gonna, because it's your brother's party or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Tao, that's that man I was talking about. Hold on. I'm going to invite him for dinner. Okay, sorry, dog's knocking things in. It's cool. Yeah, that's the guy I was telling you about. He came to me for healing a few months ago. I started the story. I didn't get to finish. He was completely paralyzed, and he's walking now. I swear to God, I thought I dreamt it. So just wait. Well, don't wait. I'm sure I can catch up to the pony, to the donkey. I can catch up. So I'm going to ride up. Eric, good day. Good sir. You're still walking. It's good to see you. How are you?
Oh, it's Hiller's daughter.
Yes.
I'm doing okay. Yeah. Haven't had much luck asking around. Seems like some of the patrons at the inn prefer I not stay there again. I don't know.
You've not had any luck finding your brother yet? No news? Nothing at all?
It is hard. Not a lot of information. But I'll keep looking.
It's too bad. I really do want to spend some time talking to you. There's things you need to. You got well. And I for you guys who don't know this, I was really unable to help him. He left in the back of a cart paralyzed. I mean, I got the wounds and outer things healed, but he was not walking when I saw him last. And as a healer,
That's
you know,
weird.
what's this?
That's weird.
I know, this is weird. And he's not telling me why. So, Eric, good sir, Tao and I are heading out to my brother's farm. We're having dinner. We have fresh pie. Please come and join us.
The invitation is very generous. You know what? I
Come.
come along. I don't have a lot of friends here. So.
My brother
Sure.
might be in town tonight. I don't know if he'll get here in time. My brother is a bard. He wanders through on occasion. He may have news. Maybe. You know, it'd be worth coming. Come on out.
That's very interesting. No, thank you. I'll see if I can keep up. Noting
Oh,
the-
it's going to be a real challenge keeping up with Speedy here.
Yeah.
Trying to give him a little flick with the reins.
So yeah, I'm again very very large guy, just dark hair, blue eyes. I do have chainmail on. I'm wearing sort of like a tan color, just sort of like almost suede-y sort of like leather jacket over it. It looks like it would probably fit me well if I weren't wearing armor, but it's just kind of a little short. But yeah, trying to look civilized though.
Very good. So
Cool. Somebody brought up that this is called the Quest for Pie.
that's
We already
always a
have
good
pie.
quest.
That's
You've already
not
won.
bad.
Game over, guys.
Technically, that's a good quest because, you know, it goes around, comes around. Anyway, right. That was bad. I was gonna say that, retrospectively, when it comes to the dialogue that just happened, that Tao was a little bit more caught up on Eric, or at least will be caught up later, because all I could envision was, you know, meeting Eric. You're like, oh, that's Eric.
Yes.
Just
yeah,
for like,
yeah.
and then Eric's like, for how long, you know? But yeah, it's gonna be great. So you guys are now together, and I will say specifically before, just outside of leaving town, you know, you hear whispers, people talking all the time. There's rumors going on just down the street. So the weather lately, the weather. What about the weather? The weather's just been strange. Nobody, you know, all the predictions that they have for weather has been a little bit off recently, and it just seems like the type of weather that comes around is just more. It doesn't seem right somehow. More ominous, if you will, and storms are just more strong and chaotic. And
You know, everyone always complains about the weather, but no one does anything about it.
this is true.
It's true.
This is very, very true. So anyway, that's basically in your ears, in your heads. So yeah, you're leaving town, and you're going to be walking along the road. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the road to Lisanne's farmhouse is how far away?
We'd be going down the Kendall path for about 3-4 miles, and then just north up the path to the farm.
Okay, very good. And yeah, so as you guys set out, it's a nice day actually. Outside right now, there's nary a cloud in the sky. It looks like you're gonna have fair travels. So yeah, off you go. The dirt on the road is, you know, it's a little bit compact right now due to the fact that it has been raining a bit. It's not super muddy today, though. It's been, you know, nice couple days at least. So everything seems to be great. Fair travels seem to be going on. But as you are roughly, say, I believe it 30, 45 minutes along your little merry path, clouds
with
come
the
out of
donkey-
nowhere.
Oh.
Clouds just seem to not even roll over the hills. They just seem to appear above your head, and it stretches from one horizon all the way to the other horizon. No, you could not have seen this coming, right? It just boom happened. And it pray tells to what you've been hearing and what you have experienced for the last few weeks. Just again, the storms. What are they? It just seems supernatural almost. It doesn't seem right, and it's caught you now on your travels to the farm. But as you try to, you know, I'm gonna leave it up to you. You can still sort of like go your merry path and try to just trudge along and get to the farmhouse. You're still a fair bit away.
Yeah. Well, I'll hold my shield up over my head. Stay dry.
But the pies could be getting sogged, you know, which is going to be a shame. And not too far from here, Lisanne knows of a place for some shelter. She has been there when she was a kid, in fact. And the name of this place is Lance Rock.
You-
Right? So, Lance Rock is a place where you guys can duck into, and, yeah. Or you can still try to trudge down, and the pies are gonna get ruined, and, you know...
No!
Yeah,
No,
you know,
no.
everything's gonna be, you know, kind of chaotic from here on out, and your travel is gonna be really slow. It's gonna take you multiple hours at this point, because the road is starting to get muddy, sogged up, really hard to move.
I'm not, you know, I'm not a ranger, I don't have the knowledge of nature, but I did grow up on the coast, and to me, it's not that unusual, I think, for a storm to suddenly roll in, you know, expand itself very quickly, and then go away. It's like being in Scotland.
Next to the
weather for
sea,
like
yeah.
30 minutes. Yeah. So I'm like, well, yeah, we'll just go and hide out under the rock. It'll pass quickly, won't it?
Well-
And I turned to Lasan with sort of a question mark in my face.
Yes, and I'm having an Orlando Bloom moment of going, there's a fell wind blowing.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely. As soon as he was explaining this, that's all I could see in my head. Okay, yeah, we can wreck the pie. Tao, see the rock. You can see it across the field. It's a scraping rock just bursting out of the ground. We can find shelter under there. Come on, and
Okay.
Eric, push the
Yeah,
donkey.
I'll help with
We're
the
trying to
cars
get her
if
to
the
go.
donkey's having trouble.
Come on.
I was gonna say, Speedy does not like the idea of actually like leaving the road. It's like, but there's
No.
rocks and grass over there that I'll have to walk over. Oh, it'll be so much work.
Yeah, but the grass is up to here. The poor little guy.
Is it called Lance Rock? You sure it is shelter, not imaginary childhood boyfriend?
Oh.
Lance Rock, just to give you some description of the place, Lasan actually knows it well, but yeah, over the trees, you can see, it sort of like leans out at an angle, and it kind of goes to an actual point, like a lance, if you will,
Yeah.
just right towards the sky, bam, and that is the location of where you guys are potentially heading, and Lasan knows that there's shelter there because yeah, there's a cave around the bottom. Now, what could be there? I mean, you can pick up if you want. You can look around. I think you've got a high enough passive perception. Yeah, you do. To see, you know, for instance, tracks of animals. Like, do you have to worry about a bear or, you know, whatever? The answer is no, you do not.
I would know this.
Yeah, you would know this. You're looking around. You're looking, you know,
my
you
back
have
garden.
survivability. Yeah, you've got all that figured. So just as an affirmative, you guys are heading to Lance Rock.
I'm sorry, I'm looking over to chat here. Lance Rock is a Canadian. You wouldn't know him. And they're just catching on to the Tao and the pie and the things. Okay, so we're getting the pony. We're pulling the donkey over. We're, you know, getting underneath the shelter of the rock here. As I do, looking for any signs of animals coming in and out, anything I need to worry about. The rock, the way I understand it, it's over enough that we can, you know, bring the animals up underneath it and get out of the worst part of the storm from here. And we're there.
Had it already
Okay.
started raining?
Yeah, it had just started
Yeah,
raining, and
you
it
say
didn't even start like with a little. No, it was like, you know, starting to come down there.
But the road was getting muddy and hard.
Yeah,
to
it started to.
travel
Before you even
through.
got off the road was starting to get a little hard to travel.
All right, so my pretty blue travel cloak that I wear to keep the dust off of
Mhm.
my nice outfits is Tau. I'm gonna take it off and cover the pies with that. And actually, since we're doing this at this point, I'll take off my apron and everything. My actual like leathers will then be obvious. You know, tried to hide it going out of town, but I wasn't gonna leave town without my armor on because that's, you know, a little too risky.
You never
You know
leave
there's
town without your
dangers
armor.
out here. No. So I'll get that, and then I'll like bump, like there's a little, just right under the seat on the cart. I sort of like bump it, and a compartment opens up. I'm able to like grab my my kukri knives out of there, and I sort of just get them, and
Okay.
I guess we're stuck here for a while.
Yeah.
That's what she chops her berries with. It's fine.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Understood.
Those are nice knives.
See,
Yeah,
the
but
guy
it's
from
really
Waterdeep is
obvious,
like,
you know.
those are nice knives.
But they were made by Eric or Eric's father, perhaps, or something like that. They come from the blacksmith shop in town, the Mithril
Mithril shoe.
Mithril shoe in Waterdeep,
Okay.
in the barrel.
Big horseshoe outside is their sign.
Mm.
Yeah,
Interestingly enough, would you recognize the craftsmanship, Eric?
It looks familiar.
They're special. I mean,
Mhm.
they definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
your
good.
father was an excellent blacksmith. I was very sad to hear of his passing.
Very good.
Yeah, well, me too.
Oh, the heartbreak right now.
You can't say that when I'm drinking coffee.
Right. Okay, so you guys are picking through the area very gingerly, making sure that you pick the most stable path for the wheels of the carriage and of course Speedy. And yeah, so you're making your way along, and weirdly enough, because you're looking around, Lasanne's looking around and making sure that everything's going to be safe. But she looks and she sees out of the ordinary, stuck against a tree, is just scratched off in the bark and everything like that. Some words, and it's hard to read. It's very hard to read, but you can see sort of manage to make out the gist of it, which is saying, beware the Lord of Lance Rock. Stay away, lest you get the plague like me.
Carved into the rock?
No, tree.
Tree.
Into the tree.
Tree.
Just right off. It's it just seemed like it was ripped up there, and parts of the bark have been removed, so you can really have it. Well, technically more legible, but really not because, well, it just didn't seem like somebody took the time to really make it all too legible. But you see that.
Beware the Lord of Lance Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Lest
Now,
you plague like me.
Lisanne, with her sort of nature expertise and stuff, could she tell how long ago this tree was
should
carved
be-
into?
Yes.
Because trees do sort of heal and scar over.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's do a survival check. Do a survival check and say DC 10. It's easy.
I'm I mean
The
14.
first roll.
Got a 14, or I'm gonna roll it. Okay, we're gonna roll it.
What do we got? Okay, yeah, easily. Your overall result is 21 because you have a +4 because you're proficient in that skill as well. All right, so yeah, you notice and you're pretty sure that it's been there for a few months at least.
So it's healed right over. This
Yeah,
is
yeah. There's
And
no
I've never
fresh
seen it
sap or
before.
anything. It's just it seems like
I don't come over here all the time because every time I've left the house, my whole life, my mother has said, "Don't go in the cave."
Mhm.
This is what I'm thinking, though. If anyone has been sick lately in town from a plague, wouldn't we have heard about it? Especially the healer?
yes.
So
This
what's
would be a thing.
going on here? Because I'm assuming we haven't heard about anyone being especially sick.
Yeah.
Okay, my first reaction to this is the boys in town. The kids have been out here mucking around.
Okay.
They,
Very
they,
good.
they challenge each other to go out to the scary rock, at night and things like that. So, I don't know. I've never heard of this.
What
before.
language was it written in?
Written in common.
Okay.
The
So
standard.
it could have just been kids or something.
Could have been anybody.
If it was Elven, it'd be a little less likely. I'm assuming the makeup of the area is less Elven.
Yeah. Okay. So that doesn't deter you. You're still going to go straight ahead. Also, I'd like to point out, because Lasanne is also a healer, right? I mean, she's a ranger, yes, but also very, very much healer. Very skilled as a healer. You may or may not. I'm just throwing it out there. You may or may not also be curious as to if there is an actual plague, whether or not there's actually something that you can do for it.
I haven't heard about a plague.
Mhm.
I've gone by this rock, my whole life. I've never heard of this Lord of Lance Rock. I haven't had anybody coming saying, I've got a cousin that's got some weird illness. I haven't heard of anything strange going on. Like I said, my first reaction is, the kids in town are daring each other, to go out and at midnight, take a solo trip out to Lance Rock or something. I don't know. If I haven't heard about any of this, I'm not too concerned.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
I was going to say, if we are going to be here for a little while, maybe, in the interest of the safety of the town, maybe we would like to just check out if there's anything weird going on here. But I have a much more important concern. If we leave the pies, are they going to be okay? There's rain, so maybe there won't be any wild animals around, but I need the ranger to let me know if the pies are going to be okay if we leave them alone for 10 minutes.